They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. To throw, it's Allen. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Well, the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Jeffries, 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Brandon Ayuk. Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Packers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
Here's Chandler on 2nd down. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. And Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front. Offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
He will return this from deep. Now Evans hit, and the ball pops free. And the Packers pick it up. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Touchdown, Packers! Trey McBride, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here? Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On play action, Allen. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. 3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out. It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now. They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. And we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble. Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return. Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense has been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates. And he fires one that's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Allen to throw it. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now a handoff to Chandler. And the ball is knocked out, and the Packers pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Jeffries, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Gray. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. Here's Gray, looking to throw on 2nd down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Gray. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. He'll take it at the 42. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Allen now on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss. When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
Allen going to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Packers. Brandon Ayuk, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Allen. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and the Packers are going to take possession of the football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Gray. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Gray to throw on 2nd down. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. An inside give to Jones. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this will remain an 18-point lead.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To the air, Allen. In trouble, and he's taken down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here on this first half. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the 2nd half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
On 2nd down now, Jeffries looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. back to throw. Gray. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. But pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being over?
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. So that challenge, a successful one. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Chandler. He is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Ty Chandler taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now a give, right side. Jeffries. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now a give, right side. Jeffries. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance if they want to be aggressive.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Jair Alexander. That's such a costly interception, nearly a pick-6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Packers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to stop. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They run it with Chandler. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. So there's the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. On 1st down, Jeffries. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. They'll run on 1st down. Jeffries. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Back to throw is Gray on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Allen now looks to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Chandler. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Ty Chandler, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has to be off at this point. Now you've got to mash the gas yourself. Again, who's going to step up and make a big play for you? Who's going to take care of business now that you're being pressed? It is definitely go time for them at this moment.
All of a sudden clinging to a slim lead and hoping to hold on to that lead. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And some room to work. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Up the middle they go. Jeffries. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on to kick it away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. And he loses the football a second time. And the Packers pick it up. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Packers 45, Vikings 31. Will Lutz set to kick off.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue. On that last drive, they had that fumble that led to a touchdown.
And, Brandon, I would say they have a mission on this drive, and the bottom line is protect the football and just put together something that they can let the last drive go. Yeah, it was a bad play. They gave up points, but that doesn't mean it has to go that way the rest of this ball game. Do what you do best on offense and try and put the ball in the end zone yourself.
And he will find his man on the outside. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Throwing is Allen. He's got a man, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now Allen. Flush to, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Going down the middle, and it's complete.